Hey, we're in Biloxi, Mississippi today. Try not to get rained on. It's kind of dark and cloudy, but I wanted to see the beach anyway, and I saw a couple of cool things I wanted to stop real quick and look at and show you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Try to do this quick so I don't get rained on. So hope you're having a good day. Let's jump right in. So check this out. I thought this was interesting. It says Civil Rights Wade-ins. On May 14th, 1959, April 24th, 1960, and June 23rd, 1963, the Biloxi beachfront was the site of a planned civil rights wade-ins demanding equal access to the public beach. On April 24th, 1960, several citizens, both black and white, were injured and arrested, including the leader of the wade-ins, physician Dr. Gilbert R. Mason Sr. This series of protests gave birth to the Biloxi branch of the NAACP, major voter registration drives in 1960, and the 1968 federal court ruling opening the beach to all citizens. How about that, huh? That's pretty serious stuff. It happened right here. I don't care if it's raining or dark and cloudy or what. It's still, the beach is just beautiful. This is like my zen right here. And I wish more than anything that I could walk on that pier, but you can't, because there's nothing to walk on. Man, it's already starting to rain again. Oh my goodness. Nothing a good umbrella couldn't fix. Everybody's leaving. I want to come look at this, because I'm not driving 3 hours back over here just to see this. Astronaut Fred Hayes. Hey, I met this guy, by the way. I met Fred Hayes a few years ago at a University of Louisiana engineer, what was it, an engineer banquet or something like that. And I was hired to they rented my photo booth out for that event, and I got to speak with and hang out with for a good while with Mr. Fred Hayes here. This is a surprise. I didn't know this was him right here until I just walked up on it. But he was on the Apollo 13 mission. Played by Mr. Bill Paxton in the movie. Wonderful guy. He was a United States Marine just like myself, so of course we had tons to talk about right off the bat. Nicest guy. He lives in Houston over there, you know, because of the NASA stuff, and we had plenty to talk about. Nicest guy. It's a nice surprise for you and me. He's still alive and doing well. Last time, it was about 3 or 4 years ago when I met and talked to him. But Astronaut Fred Hayes, Biloxian. This statue is an eternal homage to Fred Hayes, Biloxi native, celebrated fighter pilot, research pilot, and space pioneer. He was selected as a NASA astronaut in 1966. He was a member of the epic Apollo 13 mission, April 11th to 17th, 1970, which sustained an in-flight explosion, crippling the spacecraft and forcing the perilous journey back to Earth. Fred also commanded test flights of the Enterprise space shuttle prototype. Fred's lifetime of accomplishment brought immense pride to his city, state, and nation. Wow. Man, this is cool. Yeah, I got to meet this guy, which is a huge honor for me. A huge honor, and just the nicest guy. I just walked up to him, he was eating, he was at his banquet table, and I saw him, and I was like, you know, how do I approach this guy? Plus, I was running my photo booth, so I was like, I don't have that much time to step away. But I was like, I can't miss this opportunity, so I found a lapse in time where people weren't taking photos. I walked right up to him, and I was like, hey, I just wanted to say Semper Fidelis, and he looked right at me, he lit up, and we just had tons to talk about after that. He's a great guy. That's cool. And look, I got another treat for you. This is what I saw that I wanted to pull over and show you guys. This beautiful lighthouse here. There's this plaque right here. It says Biloxi Lighthouse. Since its construction in 1848, this cast iron lighthouse has been the landmark for which Biloxi-bound vessels sail. Tended by the Youngins family, father, mother, and daughter from late 1866 until 1929. Wow, that's 11 years older than the one that I showed you guys the other day. You guys responded well and said you wanted to see a lot more lighthouses, so I'm not going to pass up the opportunities to do so. See if I can zoom in a little bit for you. I'm holding an umbrella in one hand, and so a little tricky here, I'm sorry. If I could jump across the street here in a second. You can see the casinos and all that over there. Rainy day on the beach. And as soon as I got here, it started raining and people just jet out. I don't know if I can get in close to it. I'm trying to cross the street here safely. All right, I made it. The only active Mississippi lighthouse to survive the devastating hurricanes of 1906, 47, 69, and 2005. Mississippi State Society, National Society, Colonial Dames. I ain't gonna try to figure out what those Roman numerals are. I went to public school. Biloxi landmark. Wow. That's a cool little candle in the window right there. You can see. Pretty tall. A lot bigger than the last one I did. The door's on the other side, and I highly doubt I'm going to be able to get in. There's the front door of it. And I don't think I can get in. Oh. Well. Looks like I can get in. Not that it's really any different, but let's see. I was not expecting to be that lucky today. But it's pretty cool, huh? Not much to really see. But pretty area. Cool lighthouse. On the beach in Biloxi. Loud traffic, loud rain. Actually a little chilly right now. Hey, okay, so across the street from the lighthouse, you can see the lighthouse over there. We're driving by because I wanted to see what was over here at this lighthouse park, and I saw this plaque, and you know I can't pass these up, and it's the Moran site. Located here was a French colonial cemetery, now known as the Moran site, based on here I go with my stuttering again. Archaeological investigations. The cemetery dates to the founding of New Biloxi between 1717 and 1722 and includes at least 30 burials, primarily male Europeans. Artifacts recovered from the site include ceramics, a French colonial wine glass, and a metal crucifix. Wow. The Moran site is the oldest known French colonial cemetery in the South and the second oldest in the United States. And it's this little area right here, this little pretty little garden area right here. Let's see if there's anything that shows how or where the graves were, or how they were laid out, or whatever. The Moran site history. I'm not going to read all this, of course, but looks like we are maybe here. It's like it's a French cemetery dating from circa 1720 to 1722. It was first uncovered in 1914. The map of the settlement. Oh, it says the settlement right here. Illustration of Nouveau Biloxi settlement. That's cool. The barrels were left in place, but the public was able to view some of them through the plexiglass window placed in the floor of the studio. Art studio. I wonder if it's in that building there. I have to go in there to go see more of it. I don't even know what that building is. I'm kind of dodging the rain here and cruising around this area, so I apologize. It's not really organized or researched out or anything. In the early 1700s, New Biloxi served as a staging ground for thousands of European immigrants brought over to work at the inland concessions. The cemetery had first been revealed in 1969 after Hurricane Camille and was fully exposed by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Wow. Archaeological and bioarchaeological investigations conducted between 2007 and 2009 by the University of Southern Mississippi yielded approximately 30 male skeletal remains. Man, you imagine that after a hurricane? This discovery signified this site as the oldest known French colonial cemetery in the South and second oldest in the U.S. On December 20th, 2013, these European descents were reinterred to their original resting ground. Pretty statue. A crying angel. Cool things you stumble upon, huh? Okay, so this garden was created with federal funds awarded to the city of Biloxi through the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources from the Coastal Impact Assistance Program. The statue was funded by the Mississippi Gulf Coast National Heritage Area. So this is the nice little garden here. There's these little plaques here. I don't want to bore you guys with too many of these plaques or anything, but Memorial Garden. Pictures of it, like a reenactment. As I'm sure those aren't real photos. There's a... Man, it's starting to rain again. And dodging rain the last 30 minutes. There's a White House hotel. Established 1895. The same year the regular White House was built. That's not true, but...
I stayed in a
Look at some of these houses, guys. Beautiful. You don't have to roll the window down.
We could see better.
Now, a lot of these were taken out by Katrina. I know that for a fact, including the condominiums that our family used to rent out or had a timeshare for. We used to go every year. It's in Gulfport. We're in Biloxi right now. We're heading towards Gulfport, but it's not even there anymore. Katrina just took it out, and then they pretty much just demolished the rest of it after that. But it's so sad. All this stuff got taken out by the hurricane. Well, Katrina, to be specific. But I love driving through here because there's so many nice things to see. It's such a beautiful area. All these places are right there on the beach with, you know, and then lined by oak trees and such and palm trees at the same time. So sad. Look at that place. Look at that mural on that building there. Wow. Right next to a super classy Waffle House.
Butts, and more.
Fat Bottom Barbecue. I feel like I need to try that out. Get the Fat Bottom Special. Woody's Roadside. That sounds kind of cool. I'm not super familiar with Biloxi because when I was a kid, we used to go to Gulfport every year. And we never really ventured over to Biloxi too much. We never needed to, but I think Biloxi is quite a bit more built up and more established than Gulfport has ever been, But however, I think there's a lot more beautiful houses along the beachfront road here in Gulfport than there are in Biloxi, because Biloxi is more businesses and such and entertainment. And I'll show you some of those houses in Gulfport when we get to them. It's so sad that it's raining, but it's still kind of beautiful to look at the same time. Probably because the sun wants to come out and the rain doesn't know what it wants to do. I don't know. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we actually have a special guest in the car. Someone who's lived in Biloxi at one time. So Miss Jamie, why don't you tell the folks at Travel Without a Cause, what was your favorite part of living in Biloxi?
Probably having the beach so close and being able just to come here at any time I wanted.
What?
And then I actually lived in Ocean Springs, which is right next to Biloxi, and they had a cute little downtown area, and I liked going over there to all the little boutiques. I go shopping, and they had a lot of nice little restaurants and outdoor areas to sit at. They had one place called Muddy Water, and it had the best barbecue ever. Would highly recommend going there. And then they had like a little pizza place like kind of across from there, like at nighttime, and they had a outdoor area, and they'd have like a live band, and they had really, really good pizza. So it was
Well,
nice.
what about the pizza did you like the most?
The cheese and the sauce.
What was the third thing you liked the most about the pizza?
The meat.
The meat.
But I
Pepperoni
like
girl or?
I like pineapple on my pizza.
Yeah, pineapple.
I do. Like Canadian bacon and pineapple is my favorite.
What was the best place to hang out on the beach in Biloxi back in the 70s when you lived here?
We like the pier.
The pier. Is it still here?
It's not here anymore.
Katrina took it out, didn't it?
Actually, I think it was the hurricanes before that probably took it out.
Ike or whatever? Or was that after Katrina?
I think he was after Katrina.
Which one was before Katrina? I was in the Marine Corps. I wasn't living here at that time, so I don't know what was going on here.
I don't remember. All I know is Katrina because I was living in Lake Charles at the time, and I came to Biloxi to visit right after Katrina, and there was nothing here. Like, absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, the condo that I stayed at when I came to visit Memorial Day weekend, it was new. They had redid it, and when I turned the water on, it smelled like sulfur so bad.
Ugh.
I know. I had to open up all the windows in the condo and let it air out. I let the water run in all day because it smelled so bad. But by the time I got back, it was gone.
Water park break.
Water
Look at that. What were you saying?
I was saying I had to let the water run all day to get the sulfur smell out of the water because it was filthy.
Oh.
But then I went to the Hard Rock Casino. I came here by myself that weekend, so I had no schedule at the wait. It was wonderful. And I went through the entire Hard Rock Casino in Biloxi, and I read every single thing about every single piece of memorabilia that was posted, and it was the neatest thing.
That sounds like something you would do.
It was cool.
Oh, we're in Gulfport now.
Are we already here?
We're in Gulfport.
Oh.
Despite Jamie saying we were going to take another 30 minutes to get there.
I didn't say 30.
2 minutes ago.
I said 20.
So look at these awesome, this is where all the beautiful houses are on the coast here. Watch, you'll see them starting to come up here. It's still barely drizzling rain. And this is the area where I know where this big pier area is on the left. You can't really see it on the camera yet, but our condo that we used to stay in as a family, my grandparents, where they had the timeshare and all that, was about 1.5 miles or so from where we are now. But look at some of these houses here. Look how pretty that is. Imagine having that and living on the coast and having this view outside your front door every day. It'd be probably pretty scary when a hurricane comes, but besides that, look at this place. Shaggy's. That looks like a fun place. Check that out. Dang. And I think, guys, our condominium that we used to stay in as kids was right here. And I believe it's right here. Or was right here. And a hurricane took it out. I'm pretty sure that's the precise spot. Super, super sad because that's like all my childhood years and memories, all those, and it's not there anymore. I think it was at that spot. I could be off, but I'm pretty sure that's where it was. However, there's still these other beautiful ones still standing to look at. They sure are pretty. This beautiful beach view. University of Southern Mississippi Gulfport campus, though.
It's pretty.
It's not the regular one.
It's still a pretty campus.
Parishes Restaurant and Lounge. Look how cool that place looks.
That's what I was saying.
Looks like a kind of place that would be like at an airport or something. There's a Cajun crawfish hut.
That looks good.
Significantly above ground for water purposes, I'm assuming. And there's a Southern Mississippi McDonald's. Well, folks, I think that's it for today. I didn't plan this one at all, but I wanted to come and see the beach anyway. Got a little rained on. We laughed, we cried. We saw a lighthouse. We saw an astronaut, a colonial burial ground, and a bunch of cool beach stuff and condos and palm trees and all that stuff. And so that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Stop by for the next one, and I'll see you on the next one. And until then, you guys take care. Love you all. Signing off from, well, Long Beach, Mississippi at the moment. I'll say goodbye and take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.